We live in a time when disagreement is dangerous, conversation is war, and silence can feel safer than speaking your mind. But what if the problem isn't what we think, it's how we think? Whether it's politics, social justice, science, or even health, our society is being pulled apart by a relentless tide of polarization. Families don't talk. Friends become strangers. Online conversations turn into shouting matches. It's not just that we disagree. It's that we no longer know how to talk to each other. We've stopped listening. We've stopped questioning. And worst of all, we've stopped thinking together. But what if the way forward doesn't lie in choosing sides? What if it lies in relearning how to think? Welcome to the Unfolding Journey, a space where timeless ideas meet the urgency of the present. This channel explores ancient wisdom, modern challenges, and the deeper questions of life through the lens of philosophy, critical inquiry, and personal growth. If you're tired of surface-level soundbites and crave meaningful reflection, you're in the right place. Polarization today isn't just political, it's existential. It's not just what we believe that's causing division, but the mental frameworks through which we process reality. Social media has turned opinions into identities. Algorithms feed us what we already believe. And disagreement isn't viewed as a chance to grow, it's viewed as a threat. We're taught what to think, but rarely how to think. We're told to stay informed, but not how to evaluate, interpret, or challenge what we consume. In this chaotic landscape, it's no wonder we're mentally overwhelmed, emotionally burnt out, and socially fractured. Over 2,400 years ago, a man in Athens faced a society not so different from ours. One filled with political corruption, social upheaval, and intellectual arrogance. That man was Socrates. But Socrates didn't offer doctrines or ideologies. He didn't lecture people into agreement. Instead, he asked questions, simple, relentless, honest questions. He wandered the streets of Athens, asking politicians, poets, and craftsmen to explain what they believed, and more importantly, why they believed it. His goal wasn't to win debates, it was to understand reality, to reach clarity, not victory. And in doing so, he created one of the most profound tools of thought in human history, the Socratic dialogue. Socratic dialogue isn't a script. It's a method of inquiry based on asking open-ended questions, listening deeply without immediate judgment, testing assumptions, welcoming contradiction and complexity, reaching insight through shared exploration. This isn't debate. It's not about who's right. It's about discovering truth together. It begins not with certainty, but with doubt. Not with shouting, but with humility. Socratic dialogue says, I don't know everything. Let's explore it together. Modern polarization thrives on fear, simplicity, and tribal thinking. The Socratic method dismantles these by reintroducing brain intellectual humility. We admit what we don't know, and that's where real learning begins. Speaking head authentic dialogue. We listen not to respond, but to understand. Magnifying glass tilted left assumption testing. We uncover the unconscious beliefs behind our arguments, and there's hammer and wrench cognitive repair. Socratic dialogue retrains our brains to seek truth over victory, nuance over certainty. It's not a magic solution, but it's a mental reset button. In a world shouting past itself, Socratic dialogue whispers. Let's think again. Let's say you're talking to someone who says, all news is fake. You can't trust any of it. Instead of arguing, a Socratic approach might sound like, what do you mean by fake? Do you think all news sources are equally unreliable? Where do you usually go for information? Have you ever found a source you trusted that turned out to be wrong? What did you do? Is it possible that some sources are better than others, even if none are perfect? Notice no attack, no defense, just honest curiosity. This is how walls start to fall. This is how people start to think again, sometimes for the first time in years. If this method is so powerful, why aren't we all doing it? Because Socratic thinking is uncomfortable. It demands letting go of certainty, admitting ignorance, listening without reacting, questioning your own tribe. In a society that rewards hot takes and outrage, that's a hard sell. But if we want to break out of polarization and rediscover our shared humanity, we don't need more yelling. We need more thinking. And that takes practice. It takes courage. And it takes conversations, slow, respectful, open conversations. Relearning how to think isn't just a personal journey. It's a cultural one. We need schools that teach questioning, not just memorization. We need media that prioritizes dialogue, not division. We need spaces, online and off, where complexity is welcome. But more than anything, we need individuals like you, willing to walk the Socratic path, willing to pause before reacting, willing to explore before condemning, willing to build bridges through shared inquiry, rather than burn them down over ideology. Polarization won't be solved by politics alone. It won't be fixed with fact-checking or algorithms. It starts here, with how we speak, how we listen, and how we think. Socratic dialogue is not a relic of the past. It's a tool for the future, a map out of the mental traps we've built for ourselves. So when the world tells you to pick a side, ask a better question. When a conversation turns hostile, introduce a little humility. And when you don't know what to believe anymore, be like Socrates. Don't rush to conclusions. Don't pretend to know. Just start asking. That's how we begin the long, unfolding journey. Back to each other. If this message spoke to something inside you, don't let it end here. Subscribe to the unfolding journey and be part of a growing community that values deep thinking, honest dialogue, and ancient wisdom for modern times. Tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And most importantly, share this with someone who's ready to think again. Because the only way out of the noise is through the questions. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay human, and keep unfolding.